Can't do it this just one, but you can bring it. Sabor, I'm assuming I can share. Sabor.
Yes, you can share.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hey.
Welcome to the Dead Weapon Program. So good to see you guys on tonight. I'm acting a little silly, but it is definitely good to see you. And we are going to begin our program for this evening. So welcome. The first thing that we always like to do is our declaration. So if you would unmute yourselves and repeat after me, that would be awesome. Everybody ready?
Yes.
All right. So this is my life.
This is my life.
Today is my mindset has changed.
Today my mindset has changed.
I am clear about my path.
I am clear about my path.
I am debt free.
I am debt free.
I walk in the understanding of my finances.
I walk in the understanding of my finances.
I control my spending habits.
I control my spending habits.
I am not a consumer.
I am not a consumer.
I am an investor.
I am an investor.
My money works for me.
My money works for me.
All things are possible to me because I believe.
All things are possible to me because I believe.
I am financially sexy.
I am financially sexy.
I won't give up.
I won't give up.
Now give yourselves a praise for that one.
Show me.
Awesome. So guys, we're going to move forward. My name is Rosie Jones Clark. I am your debt weapon coach and the membership chair. So if anyone is on the call tonight that's new, if you are interested in becoming a member, you can reach out to me at Rosie, ROSIE, at Demary, DEMARY, funding.com. So please feel free to reach out to me if you're interested in becoming a member. One of our other coaches is Miss Renee Allen, who could not be on tonight. She is working, but she's one of our wonderful coaches as well. And if ever you have any questions about anything, please feel free to reach out to her at renee@demaryfunding.com. So what is velocity banking? Velocity banking is a strategy that uses lines of credit to pay off debts faster than the traditional methods. It will help you to quickly become debt free as well as boost your credit scores, which is why everyone is here today. Initial concerns that most folks have when they first come across and begin to utilize velocity banking is it's a total new concept to me. And it really is. It's one that you really have to first wrap your mind around. And but if you follow, the steps that your coach suggests, you'll find that it becomes easier as time passes. So the whole process doesn't fully make sense. And absolutely it does not, because it's not something that most people are accustomed to doing. And therefore, when we're not accustomed to something, it's new and it can become a little bit frustrating at first, but it doesn't take very long to get the hang of it. Will it help me is another concern, but absolutely it will help you. First, it'll help you to learn how to pay off your debts very quickly. And then, of course, through the Debt Weapon program itself, we're teaching you how to leverage your credit and to be able to get the things that you desire, but more importantly, to purchase things that will get you more passive income. If it's so good, why haven't I heard about it? Well, there's a lot of things that we haven't heard about, and this is one that I had not heard about myself personally until I met Sabor, and then he began to explain the process, and I thought, hey, that's something that I have to jump into. I got to do that. The other concern is I'm nervous to make a dramatic financial change, and so therefore, you know, you may be nervous about making that change. However, if you trust the process, you'll find that that change will be good, not just for you now, but it'll be a generational change, because you'll begin to teach others how to do the same thing, and cause greater wealth in your families for generations to come. Will I make a mistake and make my financial situation worse? Well, for some folks, worse, you can't really get any worse. And but for those who may think that they could make mistakes and make their financial situation worse than what it is, honestly, if you follow the steps that we give you, the process that it takes to become debt free, you will find that you're going to gain much more financial freedom, and you're definitely not going to make your situation worse. Trust is something that I was alluding to a little earlier. And the four things that you have to do is trust the process, first and foremost. Trust your coach, whoever your coach is, that they're going to lead and guide you in the direction that you need to go specifically for your case. So trust yourself, that this is a change that you're making, not just for you, but also for generations to come. And then if you believe in a God or God, the other thing is to trust God, that the path that you are taking, that your God is ordering your steps. So I'll tell you a bit about Demary Funding Company. Generational wealth is wealth that gets transferred from one generation of a family to the next. And that's what I've been talking about in the previous slides. It may consist of valuable assets such as cash, real estate, securities, or ownership of a family business. So Demary Funding Company is really about helping you to create generational wealth. And the person who is the head of this Velocity Debt Weapon program is Sabor Al Demary. And he's a husband, a father, a brother, and a mentor. He's a real estate investor. He has over 29 properties, approximately 1.7 million in assets. He's an accredited investor, legally allowed to trade securities between financial institutions. He also is an acquisition manager of about $40 million fund in Texas, Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. He's known as a mortgage note broker in the world of mortgage lending. He and his colleagues broker approximately 2.5 million a month. He has 4 active LLCs and businesses. He's a consultant of Velocity Banking, credit services, and real estate investing. Along with him is his beautiful wife, and her name is Joy Demary, Rodalim Demary. So I thank you guys for your time. I will now present to you our mentor, Sabor Al Demary.
Me drinking, I'm like, oh shoot. How's everybody doing tonight? All right, let's get started here. Who got good news for me? Credit, anything. Tamika HL, your letters went out Tuesday. I know your letter's out, so we should hear updates on your stuff soon. Anybody else got good stuff for me? All right, so I'm gonna start putting people on blast. Rosie actually ended up investing and bought her property this week. Congratulations, lovely.
Oh, you got some nerve, Shay boy.
Congratulations.
So we have Rochelle, Raquel, Raheem, and Renee. They actually bought a property together this week. They all put their earnest money down due to close soon. So congratulations, since nobody want to tell on themselves.
Woo!
My wife was on here. She actually leveraged one of her lines of credit and bought a 2016 Kia Optima for her new fleet, and she's actually gonna buy. So she bought another car this week. She won a full size truck this week or something. So we're gonna look at that. So she's putting that on the Toro platform. So everything is good. Raquel, she told me the bittersweet. Her car got totaled, but she's happy her car got totaled.
Woo! It got totaled.
You want to share a little about that situation for us, please?
Okay, Raheem and I, we put our Terrain, 2017 Terrain, GMC Terrain on Toro. It had been doing really, really well. It was being booked week after week, like no sooner than someone would, it's on its way back, we would get another booking, and a young man rented our vehicle, and less than 24 hours later, Raheem called me and said that the gentleman got into an accident with our car, and it was in Long Island, New York. So I got on my hotline and called the Toro expert, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. And I was laughing just and smiling just as I am now. And I was like, so what's the next step? Like, what do we do? Who do we contact? What do we have to do to, get us back, to work? I need a new car. Or I need this car fixed. And I think I said to her right away, I was like, I hope it's total, because I've already gone on Kelley Blue Book to see what my car is worth. And I don't owe that kind of money on it. So I could get another car, pay off my loan, maybe get 2 cars. So I was plotting and planning, and Raheem wasn't so happy about it. Fast forward, we went over to where it was towed. The gentleman actually hit like one of those retaining walls on the Long Island Expressway. So we went over, took a look at the car, and sure enough, airbags were deployed. The body looked pretty nice, except for like pieces from the axle were in the back seat. But the guy there was like, it's probably total. Those airbags are quite expensive. Insurance companies don't try to replace that and fix those things. Fast forward, Toro contacted Raheem and said, yeah, it's totaled, and gave us a nice check for the cost of our car. The funny part about it is what we took out our initial loan for when we bought the car, we just bought it for, we need another vehicle. And what we paid for it, they gave us more than what we paid for the car initially. What we had our loan for is probably $3,000 or more. They gave us $3,000 or more, than our initial loan was for the car. So we're waiting for our check to clear and information to come over. The process with Toro is really simple. They're pretty good about it. You do have to do a lot of the information online first to do the claim. You got to do it through the app or through the website. Submit all your information. You have to take pictures every single time your car goes out. Raheem had been recycling pictures because it didn't change in its look, but Toro knows based on the algorithm or whatever they have to track the pictures. They know that you're not taking new pictures, so you have to take new pictures every single time the vehicle goes out. And they sent us a contract attesting that we had to sign that from here on out. There was a warning, hey, we know you guys are new at this. Make sure you do this next time. We had to consent to that and sign off. But after we went to the salvage yard, wreck yard, tow yard, took the pictures of it, sent that to them. It took about 5 days, and then they contacted us, asked us was there any more information we needed to submit. We submitted our loan information, the mileage on the car, the fact that it's certified pre-owned, and then they sent us a settlement agreement, and they were like, if you agree to this, there's some more paperwork that you have to fill out, and then send that back to us, and then we'll cut you a check. We were like, oh yeah, we agree. we agreed, and we're like, see ya, we'll be back on the road soon enough. So they're processing that, and then last, was it 4 days ago, we went out. Last weekend we went out and we bought a new terrain to put it back on the road. Was able to get a newer model, less mileage. So we're feeling pretty good about it. I'm on the win-win side.
Raheem,
Yes,
can I
ma'am.
get some of that money that y'all had extra?
No, we don't have any extra money. It all goes back.
Raheem, come on, right here, right here.
Listen, we're gonna get there. We're gonna share the wealth.
All right, I got you.
We're very charitable people.
So
Hold you to that. This
Raheem,
show is being recorded.
so,
Okay. We are very
Oh,
charitable
we got a document.
people. We do have a document.
Raheem, I got a question for you, Raheem. How it felt to put that earnest money down today on your investment property?
Well, it felt beautiful. It felt beautiful, bro. I can actually say I'm an investor now. That's great. Awesome.
I feel good,
Yeah.
man. I'm proud of y'all.
You guys are rocking it.
Hey, Raquel,
Oh.
Raquel, you said something else too that was really interesting. So you had your pre-approval letter when you went into the when you went to go get the car, and the salesman trying to refund your credit. You talked about that. So can you give a little background on that?
So we had gone to our credit union and did the paperwork for the pre-approval. She sent us out with the pre-approval information that day. I went straight to the dealership. We had already found the truck that we wanted. Got to the dealership, talked with the salesman, talked him down on the price. We kind of went back and forth on the price, talked him down on the price. And his business manager comes over. And he's like, oh yeah, we're a partnered dealership with that credit union. So you don't have to wait for them to, cut the check. We can just, redo your application here, and it'll just, be quicker that way. And so Raheem and I look at each other and I go, well, will that require you to run another credit check? He was like, yeah, but you already have one inquiry. I said, but that's another hard inquiry on my credit. He was like, yeah. I was like, no, thank you. Raheem and I said it almost at the same time. We were like, no, thank you. No, thank you. So he tried to, get over on us on that one. And I was like, no, not going to do that. We already have our deal inked. All we need you to do is go and give us the purchase order so that we can give it back to the bank. And we come over here tomorrow or whatever to pick up the keys to our car and our ride, and we'll be out of here. Another thing, Sabor, that happened when I went to pick it up, I'm signing all the documents with the same business manager, which I didn't like him. I love my sales guy, Ed, but the business manager, he says, after we signed all the paperwork, I was like, oh, that was pretty easy. He was like, yeah, a lot easier than it will be going to work every day to pay for this car. And I look up him and I was like, not when you have already have half of it saved and you're just waiting for that first month's bill so that you can put that on the principal. And he almost choked. Like, he turned around. He's a big guy, and he has one of those bellies that hang over his pants, and his stomach started to jerk. And I just smiled at him and sat there, and he was like, well, Ed will be back over here in a moment. And so I was just laughing and laughing. So I couldn't wait to get back in the car so I could tell Raheem what he said and what I said back to him. And I was like, I don't go to work every day to pay off this car. It works for itself. And I already have half of the money to put on the principal. So that was our experience.
So your new car, you not nervous? You gonna put it back on the platform?
Yeah, he's going to get it washed tomorrow. We got to sign up for the monthly rental. I added it to Easy Pass last night. It's going to be on the platform no later than Saturday evening, Sunday morning. It's got to go to work.
Pippin'. It got to work, huh? It got to work.
It's got to go to work. Nothing sits here and doesn't work.
I'm glad to hear. Anybody else got any good news, credit scores, anybody, anything? Michelle, nothing? Nobody?
I have some good news. So even though my paperwork just went out on a couple of days ago, because of some of the things that I've already learned with Velocity Banking, my credit score went up 21 points.
Yeah.
So it went from wah to
Yeah.
Congratulations.
thanks.
She said, wah, wah.
It's wah, yeah.
That's great.
All right, so I'm not going to, let me see here. I don't really have a lot I want to go over tonight. I always want to make sure we want to build together. Excuse me, I'm moving this stuff around. Please. I got 1,000 screens. If y'all see me looking on this side, because I have all y'all on this side, but the whatever camera's on this side. All right, here. All right, you see my screen?
Yes.
All right, so we don't, I'm not. we'll take
Yes.
people on the call tonight. Any new people on the call before we get started? No? Going? Okay, we're leaving here. All right, so tonight I just made this thing called Building a Successful Plan Together. I wanted to go over a case study together, all of us, because I want to make sure that we all be able to follow the steps. Again, Rochelle, Armando, Raquel, Raheem, and Renee and Rosie, they have all moved over to the next tier, which is an investing tier. And I'm very proud of all of them. So I just want to make sure we can get everybody else caught up so we can get everybody to the next steps. So I want to go over building a successful plan together. That way we can start creating passive and generational income, okay? So here's a case study. We have somebody that's renting right now, not a homeowner. They have $1,400 in rent. They have a $357 in car payment. They have a $11,253 balance. Their monthly utilities are $950. They have one credit card of $35, balance of $700, but the credit limit is $1,500. The second credit card, same thing, balance payment is $35. The balance on that that's due is $620, and they have a credit limit of $1,800. And the third credit card, no balance, no balance due, and that limit is $1,500. Okay, and they also have a savings of $2,500. That makes them an income of $4,100 a month. Okay, and they have an income of $4,100 a month. So let's build on this, y'all. Let's build somebody. Let's help somebody get out of the hole. So they have an income of $4,100 a month. How much are all their expenses here? Anybody here?
2777, I think.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Pull up my calculator. I don't know if I can see my calculator on top of the screen, right? Can you see that? Or do I have to close it and open back up?
We can see it.
We can see it. Yeah, I got 2777 too.
So we got 2777.
Yes.
4,100. That gives us how much cash flow?
$1,323.
Exactly.
Saber, can you move your calculator to the left or to the right? Because it's blocking the screen.
That's it. Sorry. Is that better?
No.
All right. How about I take it off the screen?
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, we good there?
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
All right, so everybody sees that.
hmm
All right, so what will we do here first for this person here?
Well, there's a cash flow of $1,323. What I would do is get rid of, he already paid the bills, but you still have a balance of $700 on one card and $620 on another. So we should liquidate the $2,500 first, which is a savings account.
There you go. Saving
And
gotta go. We do not save cash flow. Saving money hurts us. We need to increase our lines of credit. Okay, so that's good. Saving.
so what I would do is pay off the 2 credit cards, that the $700 balance and the balance of $620, include in it, we already paid the $35 minimum payment. So that brings the limit of the card with the 1,500, it brings it back to
I think you're.
Raquel.
Is that me going out? I think, is she going out?
You can't hear me?
No, there you go. Yeah, I think you're.
Oh, sorry. No, so I would pay off the first card, but that has
Your
a
microphone is
Your
messed up. Your
microphone
microphone
is
is breaking up.
that sucks.
So I think I got you. So you said use the savings and pay off the 2 cards, right? By paying off those 2 cards, it frees up the credit limit and plus the monthly payment. That plus by paying off those 2 cards, they'll still have a savings of $1,180, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they still have $1,180 even though they paid off the cards. Their monthly, so that the only thing they have now is their utilities and their car payment, right?
Right. I would take also that that extra money from the savings and perhaps put it towards either, yeah, I would put it towards the car payment and just pay some extra payments to bring that car payment down.
Not extra payments. We're not gonna do no, we never make extra payments. Here's where we start.
Pay it on the principal.
Sorry, pay it on principal. Okay.
Here's where we start doing the velocity banking strategy, okay? So we already know that we have to get rid of the savings. The savings paid off those 2 credit cards, that leaves $1,100. So now what we want to do is drop that $1,180 on principal only on that car payment, right? Now we're forgetting a major step here. How we forgot to add the 3 credit cards, the limits. By adding those 3 limits, we already know that's $4,800, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we allowed to use 30% of that. So we're going to take 30% by balance transfer, liquidate the cards, or whatever that we have to do, whatever your coach tell you there. Times 30%, that gives a what? Well,
1360.
Okay.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, but I think you said the number wrong.
Isn't it 1440?
1440.
My math is that bad?
No.
You added something. You didn't add something.
Yeah. No, 1440, you're fine. So even though we have an excessive cash flow, that means that cash flow every month was like 2,700, but they're only allowed to use 1440 out of their cash flow. I would tell you just go ahead and still use the cash flow. Let your money, let your personal money go ahead and pay back your current lifestyle, and you still have money left over. But you're going to keep every month, you're going to drop 1440, 1440, 1440, 1440 on that card note. And I'm just going to take a guesstimate. That card will be paid off in 5 months.
Almost 8 months.
Okay, I apologize. 8
No
months.
worries.
Almost 8 months.
So Sabor, could you just rehash what you just went through so that we make sure that just everybody understands it?
Yes.
Can I just ask a question here?
Sure.
If you talk about putting that $1,440, which is basically using your utilization towards the car payment, you still are paying that $357 a month as well. That actually will make you pay the car off in less than 8 months. So what's the actual amount of time? Because if you're looking at, let's say, the 357 in addition to the 1,440, that's essentially 1,797. And if you have a balance of 11,253 divided by 1,797, you're looking at about 6 1/3 month that you pay it off in. And you can free up a lot more money and then put that money to something else.
Right. Oh, I have mine. Give me 1 second, guys. I don't have it on this.
I mean, if I'm wrong, please correct me.
No,
But
I think we're a team here. That's what we're doing. Give me 1 second here. So
Because I want this cash flow.
Mhm. Can y'all still see my screen? I just pulled up a new one.
Yes.
Yes.
Trying to get my numbers back up here. Give me 1 second here.
There's certain bills I don't see in this case study, like it didn't factor in the person's grocery bill
Well, I just
for the
put
month.
well, you know what? I didn't do it. I just put utility bills, but you're right. There's probably, I just do something together, honestly, right? It's not a lot. I didn't want to make it too difficult.
Something simplified.
Yeah, somebody got a big old car.
That's an expensive thing there. That must have been my mansion.
Oh, dang, somebody got a big old car.
That was just the west wing of your mansion.
Right. I'm glad you know.
I know.
Gimme, I'm trying to play with this, trying to get to that dollar amount real fast. I'm gonna go up. Y'all gonna see some crazy numbers here. I'm just trying to get that.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm gonna find it, y'all. I'm gonna find it. This is what I do all day.
It's okay. Just use that number. That's okay. It's just showing them. It may not be the same exact number, but
Yeah, but anyways, I'm just gonna use that number. So like, just imagine that was the 357. All right, and then we're gonna drop 1,400 down. We said
1440. Yeah.
I think it's about right though. So actually, it'll be 6 months. It'll be on the 6th month that the car will be paid off. So you're right, 6 months instead of 8.
That's beautiful.
Did everybody get that? Does that make sense that what Rosie asking me to go back over?
so basically this is velocity banking. So he's showing what velocity banking can do and the damage. And when I use the word damage, it's in a good way, the damage that it can do to your debt, right? So it can consume that debt very rapidly. And that's what velocity banking is all about. And it's taking your net income. Can you go back to your case study? But it'll take that net income that you have to begin to pay down. In this case, there was some savings, right? So we wanted to use that savings first to tackle some debts that you have. And then your cash flow or your net income will be greater. And then you start to take back, and then you can tackle, I believe it was the car that you went to next. And within 6 months, with your net cash flow of, what was it, 1440? You could pay off that car within 6 months, which it would have taken you, I don't know, years to pay off.
It was a 6-year loan, so 6 years. They were making 357 for next 6 years when you just completed everything in 6 months. You know, so that's the power of velocity banking. And not only that, but you got to think, when they pay off that credit card, they increase their monthly cash flow. Those 2 credit cards, when they pay off that car loan, that increased their monthly cash flow. So now we're not looking at 27,777. Now we're looking close to $3,000 and more, probably a little bit more. So they were making plus 35 plus 35 plus 357. So now they have $3,200 every month net cash flow. They're just basically living, paying their rent and their utility bills, and as Raheem said, their other monthly expenses. Okay, does that make sense there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Monthly net. Now we have some good things that we can do now with free and clear. Of course, when we free and clear pays those things down, the credit limits are paid down under 30%. Your credit score jumps up because your utilization dropped down, right? That's the fastest way to boost our utilization. All right. All right, so in the next slide here in the case study, I just want to continue. So what's the first thing that we need to do now that we have this person's debt out of the way? and a credit score is up, the first thing we need to be doing. And then most everybody on this call are debt network members, so you should know this. You need to increase your what?
Your credit lines by
Line of
asking
credit.
for a credit limit increase.
By credit line increase. So yes, you need to increase your credit limit by asking for credit line increases. We recommend you ask for a credit line increase every what?
3 months.
Right. This one, it wasn't on there. So every 3 months, you need to ask for credit line increases. A lot of times, some of the cards now are going to ask you how much are you asking for in the credit line. Some of them just automatically do it. If you already have a credit card, just do 3 times your current credit card balance. They may give it to you, they may reject you, but at least you going out there not blindly. I got some people call me and ask me how much they be asking for in the credit line increases. So I always tell them 3 times their current card amount. All right, so stated income means what?
Which report?
Applying for a new car, stated incomes mean what?
Income report you're making.
Anybody? No, nobody? All right, so a lot of times when we tell people to apply, when they're applying for new cars to get high limit cars, we like, coach, you tell you put an astronomical number that you can fathom making yearly. And everybody's like, but the higher the income that you bring in, the higher your credit cards can be. So, and credit cards are all stated income unless it goes over $1 million, then you have to show proof. I know American Express actually changed their policy. I think it's anything over 250K. They want to see proof of income. So just be aware of that for American Express. But any other card that you apply for is all stated income. Okay. All right.
And don't forget, Tabor, it's based on, it's case by case.
Yeah, I didn't give
Don't just want to use a blanket number.
I used to give a number and people would go and put the number in there and then they come back and they forget. So I stopped doing it. Everybody got their own, all their coaches have their number in their clients' files of where they want them to start applying. When they start applying for new cards, what number they want to use. So that's not on me. Each person has different, it's not a set in stone number. That's why I didn't say a number for you. All right. So,
Tabor, I have to step away just for a moment, but I'll be right back.
all right. So now we want to consolidate all your debt onto one what? Everybody should know this by now.
Line of
Line
credit.
of credit.
Line of credit, okay? And then again, we ask for credit line increases every 3 months. I already answered that. All right, so now we're ready to invest. All right, so everybody got we got, hey, bro, we got credit line increases, we got new lines of credit, and our credit score is up. So we look financially sexy to the bank. So now we need to go to the banks and start to invest, right? So the first thing we want to apply for is what?
Pre-approval.
Approval.
So, and then once everybody knows, once you get a pre-approval, you look more financially sexy and sound. Not only that, you know your dollar amount that you're allowed to spend. The bank's going to tell you, hey, we'll give you 140, 150, 250,000, $1 million. That you'll know what type of property that you can search for. Of course, I like the lower end properties. I can do more. Our returns are higher on those properties. Okay. So then once you get pre-approved, I just put that we know what we asking for. We know our dollar amount base. Is that what that meant? Banks will require how much percent?
25%.
25% down as a down payment. Yes, sir. Does this making sense to everybody so far?
Yes.
So now that we know the banks are going to ask for 25% down, do we use our own money?
No.
Oh,
What do we do?
OPM.
money.
Yeah, so we go to our line of credit, our card that we got those credit line increases, or those new lines of credit, the big cards now, the $25,000, $35,000, $40,000 cards, and we take the cash flow off of that. Okay, we take the money off. Sorry, we take the money off of that, and we use that down payment. And that way, you keep your current monthly cash flow in house and increasing. Because now we know the new property right here I put in is gonna bring in $1,200. Okay, so remember that cash flow, that net cash flow on that last one was $3,200. Now we adding $1,200 to that monthly. So that's 4. All right, so we just took some money off that line of credit, right?
Yes.
So let's say we took $10,000 off that line of credit. No matter of fact, let's make say $12,000 out. We had closing costs, so we took $12,000 off that line of credit. We have $4,400 in cash flow monthly. How many months does it take me to pay that back? That $1,200 I took off. 4,400. We took 12,000 off that line of credit.
Almost 3 months.
3 months.
Mhm.
Because you always want to pay back your line of credit first. You do not tax your loan.
Right.
Never tax your loan. You always want to tax your lines of credit because you want to go back to that line of credit and take again. Take again, take again, take again, okay? All right, say I bought that property for $50,000 and I put 10,000 down minus my closing costs. Now I'm at $40,000. Okay, $40,000, y'all. Net cash flow is 4,400. I need to take money off of my line of credit to drop it on principal only. Somebody give me a number.
A number for how much you're taking off your line of credit?
To pay off this advertised loan, the mortgage, the new investment mortgage that I got.
1,200.
4,000.
Why would I do 4,000? My cash flow is 4,000. My net cash flow is 4,000.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I mean it's fine. Why would I do that though?
Could take.
That's.
I just freed up that. I'm making 1,200.
It's fine. I just come up with something. So let's say that I'll use the same 12,000 that I used previously.
Okay.
Right? So I'm going to take 12,000 again. We know 4,400 is what my net cash flow is. So I'm going to take 12,000, drop it on principal only on this property. Take 3 months later. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to drop another 12,000 because it's 4 months to pay back my line of credit, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing to this property here. I paid off that property, a full property, investment property, 13 months, almost 12 months, 13 months.
36. Are you good?
Now, is that making sense? So in 1 year, I paid off the investment property. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna rinse and repeat my whole strategy again. I'm gonna go back to the bank, get pre-approved, get another property, and then do the same thing. I'll know my numbers that I can deal with. This next property, it don't bring me 1,200, it only brings me 1,000. That's fine. Now I have $5,400 net cash. On and on and on until you finish your strategy. So just imagine, I know a lot of you guys are doing this right now. It's in the program, but just imagine you do 5 years, you do 5 properties, plus your net cash flow that you currently have. That's residual income for the rest of your life. That's residual income for your family. That's passive income and generational wealth that you can pass down. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Anybody got any questions about pre-approvals? Any kind of thing that I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. I don't want nobody left behind or not feeling comfortable. So please ask now.
Can you repeat what stated income means?
Yes, stated income is just basically when you apply for your lines of credit, you're my client anyway. So when you apply for your new lines of credit and I say, hey, put down 210,000 as your annual income, you know what I mean? That's your numbers, right? So I tell you, put that down. That's stated income. Some people get scared, like, oh, they're not going to verify that. Credit cards do not do that. It's stated income. Now, if you're applying for a HELOC, as Armando and Rochelle is, there's documentation such as, your last two tax, W-2s and tax forms that you have to submit. So that's different. But on credit cards, it's stated income. So stated income just basically means what you say it is what you say it is. All right. Anybody else got any questions on that? So before I go on to the question and answer section tonight, so the people that are currently in the program, you've moved all your lines of credit, move all your debt over to your lines of credit, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you share what are you using? I know some people are getting cash back, some people are not, right? What are you seeing as far as cash back numbers and things like that? Can you give me 1 second? I apologize, but can you go ahead and share what are you seeing cash back numbers and things like that? Anybody? Can you share with the group, what are you seeing? Give me 1 second.
I'll share. No one else will share. I was waiting for Michelle. I was like, oh, Michelle might share. So we have an Amex, and with the Amex, I mainly do just my grocery shopping on the Amex because of our other bills are on our Discover. And one Visa, I guess somebody didn't take Discover, I guess one of our utilities or something. But with the Amex, I mentioned this to Michelle the other day, in like 2 months, maybe a little less than 2 months, I saw on the statement, I'm like, oh, we have 73,000 points. I don't know what 73,000 points means. Let's look it up. So I went on to the website via computer instead of like on my phone. It's hard to kind of do it on your phone. And they broke down that the 73,000 points was a little over almost $440 and change. I was like, oh, I have a balance right now until we pay the bill at the end of the month. Let me go ahead and drop that $440 on my statement balance right now, because it makes no sense to just be racking up these points when I could use the money that they paid me for using my own money. I was going to grocery shop anyway, so I slide my card, I get my points. It's like 5 times the points I get at grocery stores. So I'm like, oh, in every month and a half, I'm going to have almost $500, $450, $500 in points. And, I'll just remember to go on, check my points, use that to pay my card. And that's what we've been doing, just using that to pay down any balance so that when it's time to pay the bill, it's not coming out of our pocket. It's money that we've made just for doing things we normally do when we didn't make any money on it. And then I also said to Michelle, it's more money than we make on our savings accounts. And any savings account I've ever put our money in at the bank.
True, that is so true. Michelle, you want to share? Michelle had guap. She didn't even know it, y'all.
Oh, I didn't know.
Keeping that on the low.
Yeah.
Right? No, nobody can borrow. No. No, we didn't know. We were on our regular coaching meeting call, and that was one of the questions I had, because I saw like all these points, but I wasn't sure how to use them. And when I looked it up, it just kept trying to show me travel and buy flights and this and that. And I'm like, that's all I could use this for? But I still didn't know how much it was. So I had like 107,000 points in like 3 months of having this card. And when we looked to see what was it in dollars, it was like over $1,000. And we're like, what? Is that like a whole $1,000 for us? And then when we, Savor showed me how to maneuver through that site, and we were able to just drop that on our payment. And I was like, wow, the whole 1,000. So we were talking over the weekend, we were talking to one of our friends, and they're planning a trip going to, I can't remember what Spanish
Costa
island,
Rica.
Costa Rica. And they were like, oh, they saved so much money, and then so-and-so gave them money, and they're gonna, go on this trip. And I was like, well, if you had used a credit card, you get all this money back and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, I like to see money in my account. I was like, yeah, so you have all that money in your account. How much percent did you get off of that money? Like, what is the bank giving you? And he couldn't say nothing. Then when I told him about my credit card, he was like, what? I was like, yeah, like I didn't have to use it. I could have let it sit on my credit card too. Like I had over $1,000 just sitting there on my credit card, and you got however much money you saved to go on your trip and don't even have no percentage or nothing. The bank ain't giving you nothing for it. Like, so, but they're the type that I like to see my money in my bank. I'm like, that's okay. I like to see my money on my credit card. Because I told him, I said, you're going to take this trip with all that money that you saved up. And then when you come back, that savings account is empty. But my credit card is still revolving.
Right. That's it.
How many of y'all that's still on the call still have that mindset or battle that mindset, like to see the money in the checking account? Like when you get paid or whatever, do anybody still battle that? Because I know sometimes I'll fall back on it. I can put this money back on my card.
No, I wish I had Debt Weapon about 5 years ago.
Gotcha.
Because I went on a really expensive trip and I spent about $7,000, and it was just all my check, and well, not all of it, but it was a good amount of money. And if I had the Debt Weapon and put it on my card, I would have got paid something. Somebody would have paid me something. I'm a little bit perturbed. The hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing, though, is teach us how to leverage. A lot of times, we didn't think about these things of, putting your debts on your credit card because you're getting cash back. That's less money you have to spend out of your pocket. You know what I mean? And as Raquel said, you're going to make more money throughout the year. That was just her one time. She made that month. You said what, a month and a half, 500. And she
like a month and a half, just grocery shopping.
But just imagine, just think about it like this: times that by 12. You'll never see that in an investment. You'll never see that in a savings account. You'll never probably even see that in a lot of people's savings account. As they grow, they 401ks and stuff like that. You don't see those type of returns. So that's the power that the Debt Weapon program has. Is once you learn the strategy and move it, and you have to get rid of that cash, seeing that cash and that cash mindset, right?
Listen, I rock with the concept, but yeah, I still like to see my bread. But I'm rocking with this Debt Weapon thing right now.
I got you. I just messed with you. Rosie, are you back yet?
Oh, we bring.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're about to start the question session, y'all. This year, how did we do it last week? I forgot. Shoot.
We put it in the chat.
Put in a number.
Everybody put your number in, open in the chat.
What number? Put in the number 3.
Okay.
3.
The number 3.
It's only Rosie this week, y'all, so y'all gotta be bear with her. So she's gonna try to get it.
Yeah, because the only winner tonight is going to be me. Y'all answer the questions, but I win.
You wanna ask and borrow something? All right, here we go.
You can stop sharing the screen, right? Do you want to do that?
Okay.
Or are you going to put your questions up after you say them, after they answer them?
Leverage is nothing more or less than. This is from last week. Most of these questions from last week's session. Leverage is nothing more or less than.
Isha,
A good credit score?
No, ma'am. Leverage.
I wasn't on last week calls. I just didn't want to not answer. Shooting a shot.
Tamika,
Using OPM?
No, it's close, but no, no dice. But leverage is I don't know. I don't know if I should give her on that one because it's.
Do you want us that to be our
no,
homework?
nobody gets that. Nobody gets it.
I mean,
Sabor.
because it's using borrowed money to invest. Leverage is nothing but using borrowed money to invest. When we buy a house, when we buy a car, when we go to a lot of people don't think about it. Even student loans. Student loans is an investment that you're putting on yourself, right? So you're taking out a loan to invest in yourself and your education. So leverage is nothing more or less than using borrowed money to invest, even if you're investing in yourself. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, leverage has slightly different meanings in 3 categories.
Tamika,
We talked about 3 categories last week.
No, you got to skip my behind. Nope. Sorry. Please go. Skip me. Sorry. I can't answer it.
Okay, no problem. My wife is moving the chairs around here. I'm sorry. I'm like, what are you
It's
doing?
okay.
So
anyone else
This question.
going once,
we talked about 3
going twice,
leverages last week.
going 3 times? Nobody?
No.
Nobody,
Yeah.
Sabor.
All right. So my questions must be hard this week. All right. So leverage has a slightly different meaning in personal finance, investing, in business. Okay. Of course, we all know when we use leverage in our personal finance, such as again as buying a house, car, student, going to school, paying for our kids' education, blah blah blah. Investing is different because now we're looking for a return on what we want because we're using assets to increase our cash flow, and of course, businesses use leverage for startup and other things. All right. So name 3 ways we use leverage in personal finance.
Drop number 3, guys.
Name 3 ways we use leverage in personal finance.
Raquel,
Name 3 ways we use leverage in personal finances. All right, to
Debts.
pay down, to pay. All right, Ryan, to pay down debts, to pay down debt, to gain more cash flow. Debt, cash flow. That's all I got is 2. I don't know.
Can we split the money if I answer the third one?
I mean, she got guapo with it this week, so I don't care. So I mean, there's no right and wrong answer on this one. I've been mentioning 3 of them already since I started the question. So like, which ways have we been using leverage all of our life? We've all used leverage.
Pay down bills, invest.
excuse me. So Keisha wants to try.
Okay.
Sorry.
So is it what you just said you said something about purchasing home, paying for education and paying off debt?
And there was no right and wrong answer. So I'm going
But those are the 3 things that you just mentioned.
to give it to Keisha.
Get it, Keisha.
Yeah, so you got to think, we've all used leverage our whole life. We're changing our mindset, the way we have used leverage to the way we're using leverage now. You know what I'm saying? So it's all buying a house, student cars, student loans, anything that you can think of that we have to go apply for credit. Even when we go get a credit card, it's still, so all those things. Okay. So for investors, leverage drastically increase. This may be another hard question. So my investors on the call, you should know this. Leverage drastically increases what for the investors?
Is
Your
this
net-
who's this? Is
That's
that you,
my-
Rochelle? That's you, Rochelle?
Did I get it? Did I? my number-
Rochelle, yeah.
Okay, so Mondo and I think that,
Net worth?
he says net worth, I say cash flow, no?
I mean, like, again, you gotta think, y'all, when I say leverage is nothing more, nothing less than borrowed money. So for an investor, as myself, as you guys are, when we take money off of our line of credit, it actually increases our purchase power and our associated returns. A lot of us don't have $50,000, $60,000 just sitting around to go buy a property, right? So we
Right.
use our leverage. So as being an investor, I go buy a car for Toro. I go buy a house for, seller financing to create a note on. I'm using leverage, right? So that increases my power and also my associated returns. You know what I mean? Because I owe the bank $100 every month, but I'm making $1,100 every month. I get a spread of $1,000. So it increases both. It gives me an opportunity to, purchase and see associated return.
Income, yeah.
Yes, great, that's awesome. Yes, I get it. Okay.
So,
Thank
and here's another hard one.
Okay.
Business use leverage.
Use leverage.
Uh-huh.
What's the question?
The question
Just
is,
a yes or no?
the question is, how does businesses use leverage?
Buy loans, so I put it there.
Yeah.
Okay, put it
Your
Oh my
there.
number
goodness.
ends up your 3. Rochelle,
By OPM, businesses use leverage by other people's money, borrowing,
Obtaining
taking
loans,
loans
basically.
out, lines of credit. Well, not loans. Loans is a bad word. I'm sorry.
Lines of
Lines of credit. Businesses use leverage on lines of credit to pay for things like,
Houses, property,
our
investments.
home investment, repairs. How big we put them on the credit card that we get
Like-
points on and stuff, or are we not saying the right thing?
No, businesses use it for buying property, where you're
Right.
buying a property that's gonna cash flow and you generate income from that, as you just mentioned.
Mhm.
There was those were no right and wrong answers on those. I mean, most of us are business owners on this call, right? When we go, like Rochelle said, they did a whole rehab of just using business credit. They purchase gas or whatever to go see those properties on those business credit cards. They take flights to go see properties or do evaluations or whatever on that business credit card. So businesses basically use leverage. I just put my own thoughts in there to launch new projects, finance purchases of inventory, or expand their operations. But again, that was no right or wrong answer. I just want us to start thinking about ways that we can actually use. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. And yeah. Yeah.
All right, so some easy questions back to
Hope so.
So I got Keisha and Armand. And Rochelle. All right, statement dates. How many days are there before your payment?
Maybe before you're
I
paying
need
that.
that.
30 days?
Close.
Shoot.
Raquel. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Not Raquel. It was Michelle.
5.
No.
Oh, I know.
Oh, it's too late now.
Next is Raquel.
Excuse me, I said 25. What is that?
Oh, I thought you
Oh,
said-
you said 25?
Oh,
I thought you said
yes.
5, Michelle.
Yeah,
No.
me too.
I heard 5.
5. That was my same question from last week. Of course, I remember it.
My bad.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Someone said, I'm gonna give it to you. All right. And then next question. Oh, that's easy one. What do we look for? Pre-approval or pre-qualification?
Pre-approval.
Who's that?
Wait,
Oh,
but drop a number, please.
I think I did. Was I wrong?
No, you
Dropped-
didn't.
I did?
Raquel.
Really?
Pre-approval.
Dang it, Rock.
Love you, Meek.
All right, so tell me, why do we look for pre-approval over a pre-qualification? Raquel, you answer the question.
Okay.
I thought you moved on to another question.
No, I'm asking you, tell us, why do we ask for a pre-approval over a pre-qualification?
Okay, that was confusing.
Was that for
that was
Raquel or
confusing.
was it? Okay.
No, this is
So
in general. She's answered the question. I want her to tell me why. She said the answer. I'm just asking her why.
Kelly, because Tamika had already given the answer.
It was why I said pre-approved. Oh, I knew that.
So there's no right or wrong answer, Rock.
Yeah, say what Rosie said.
Why do we want a pre-approval? And I didn't put that in here. I just put it in there.
Wait, now is this a question?
Yeah, I just put it in there. Somebody tell me, why do we want a pre-approval? I just threw it in there.
Tamika.
Okay, we want a pre-approval because a pre-approval is a guarantee of you being approved based on, you getting not pre-qualified, but we use them synonymously. But pre-approval means that you know what you qualify for, versus being pre-qualified is just
It's marketing.
it's not a guarantee.
Right. It's just them marketing you, basically. And then they want to pull all your stuff and try to get you to the pre-approval or final unconditional approval process. But a lot of times it's just marketing on a pre-qualification. Thank you for answering that.
So was that a rhetorical question that has no payment, or does that have a payment?
You got some money on it.
That's the payment. And all money goes to me, just remember.
All right.
Lizzie, we'll talk later.
Let's see who remembered this one. If you are denied credit or a credit line increase, you should do what?
Call them back. Shoot.
Hey,
Shut
why are
up.
you talking? Why are you talking?
She's like, we can tell who did.
Tika, you okay? You were the first one to put your answer in.
I'm so sorry. You need to call them back and ask for a reconsideration, just to go ahead and see if you can get it them approved.
True. So for those that don't know, say you ask for a credit line increase or a new card, what you need to do if you're denied, and this is just free game tonight on this one, because Rosie will beat me up later on. You want to call the name of the card. So you just say you apply for Chase and they deny it. You'll put Chase reconsideration in Google. They'll give you automatically, you can try it now, who's ever got their phone out, and they'll give you a telephone number. You will just call and say, hey, I'll apply for a line of credit. My credit score is good. My utilization is really low. I'm not understanding why I was denied. First thing they're going to say, oh, whoever processed it messed it up. Give us 1 second, and then they'll come back and approve you. Or they'll say, well, we really can't see. We have to wait the 10 days so you get your credit repair. The now letter, and then you're able to call back there, But anytime you deny or for a credit line increase or a new line of credit, always make sure you call the reconsideration line. You can honestly wait till you get the now letter, if you wanted to. But most time on the credit line increase, there is no the denial letter comes 5 days. The other one comes 10 days. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Would that be another inquiry?
Depends on credit line increases. Depends on your bank. On your card. There are a handful of cards that actually, when you ask for a credit line increase, they actually do a whole nother hard inquiry. Other ones are just going to be using based off of your payment history, of course, your utilization, and everything. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sabor, do they tell you on the website which one is which?
Which one? How they're going to pull?
Yeah.
I have a list of mine that I have been using over the years, but a lot of times it's probably just easier to call and say, or just Google it. Let's say that like you do Chase, credit line, new inquiry, something like that.
Saber, I got a question. Brother Saber, you can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yes, sir.
So say you apply for an increase of credit, but they give you the increase, but it's very minimal. It's almost insulting.
I mean, I would still take it all credit, all credit. I mean, I go every 3 months, so I get to the point now. They only say, "Hey, we'll give you $200, $500," and it's insulting to me. But I go ahead and take it because it increases my overall credit. They're like,
So I got
yeah, over $300,000 in available personal credit. What do you want more credit for? You know what I mean? I like to keep my utilization low. I like to take money off this thing, but I just take it and go.
So if you apply with say US Bank and you get denied, and they send you a letter that says you have too many inquiries, can you still have them do a reconsideration, or at that point you want to hold off and wait till those fall off?
I would still do a reconsideration. I would still call them and ask for a reconsideration. Look, so I have on the private Facebook page under pictures a 24-hour credit repair. I mean, a credit inquiry removal template for everybody. If you don't know, personally, I do not worry about inquiries because if my payment history is good, if my utilization when I'm applying for these cards, I'll just call them. When I call the reconsideration line, and you tell them, listen, I know I have inquiries, but I also have a business, and a lot of times I have to use personal funding, and that's why you see so many inquiries on there. You know what I mean? I just explain my situation on the reconsideration line, and I'm always awarded. So inquiries doesn't really bother me. But if they do bother you, there is a template for you to get some of those removed. A lot of companies are doing pushback on inquiry removal. It don't bother me. If it bothers you, feel free to call them. I do have that on there. I think Rochelle used it.
Yeah, TransUnion. I got the his Experian and his an Equifax for me and him, but TransUnion's the one that he has all those inquiries on there. I'm trying to remove some, and they're giving me a hard time. And I've been calling all different times, like late in the day. I've tried everything with them, all kinds of different objections, and they just won't do it. So yeah, we got to look past that, babe, and just push anyway. Even if you have those inquiries, like he's saying, explain ourselves.
Another thing I could tell y'all too. This is just for people as you get better with this program and you might come back and hey, Sabor said this. When you apply for new lines of credit, call that card first and see who they pull from. So say you call Chase and they say, well, we pull from Equifax, and then they call the next card and they say we pull from TransUnion, and they're telling you which credit bureau they apply for it. That way you won't have all those inquiries, like he said, all his on TransUnion. Now you can spread those cards out. That's just free game. Rosie, don't kill me.
Golden nugget. Thank you.
All right, last question before we get out of here. Good credit, the debt weapon way is important. Why? Keisha?
Sorry, I had to unmute. Good credit, the debt weapon way is important because it teaches you how to leverage credit in order to build wealth, and not only your wealth, but to create generational wealth.
Allows you to create leverage. If we come in this program with a low credit score, we come in this program with high debt, if we come in this program with trying to keep cash in the bank, but we still hold outstanding debt on our credit cards, there's no way that we can possibly create leverage, right? So we're trying to teach from A to Z how to create leverage, how to clear out those debts so that you can use those newfound funds and mindset to buy assets that actually going to bring in more. So you are correct. So teach you how to create leverage. All right. Anybody got any questions? So Tamika, I don't know.
Yes, sir.
Tamika, 2 questions, $50.
Oh.
Keisha, $50. Rochelle Armando, 25, and Michelle, 25, and Raquel, 25. Coming your way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Anybody got any questions for us before we leave? Rosie, you want to close
You
out?
have everybody, Sabor, you have everyone's PayPal to pay out?
I think Keisha. Yeah, Tamika be trying to be changing hers up all the time, but I think I got it because she got some money last week. I was able to figure it out. We kept coming back to us, right?
I think once I sent the some crap, it came through. So
I got
do
you.
you need me to send that again or?
No, I've got it from follow up last week. It's the same one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Keisha, I think I have you too, right? Okay. I got you. All right. Anybody else got any questions for me tonight? I know we always want to leave. I'm sorry. Oh, that's good. Hi, Ed. All right. So debt weapon people that's in the investment tier, Monday evening, call. Make sure you're there. I'm going to send you the link. All right. Because we need to make sure we got the EDM in, and we need to go over each paperwork over and over again, okay, to make sure we got everything. Okay. Rosie.
Yes, sir.
I do have a question actually.
Yes.
I do not know where we host the recordings. Is it on the YouTube page or can it be found on the Facebook page?
They're actually under my name on YouTube.
Okay.
Support Demary. You just type in my name, you just find all of our past videos on there. And I'll start putting the link, save link, you know, even if we move around, I'll put an announcement and save it.
Thank you.
Facebook page. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I haven't really been active on the Facebook page this week. It's been stupid. I mean, my week been stupid busy. Since the beginning of the year, it's been crazy. So I have to tell you like that. It's good crazy. I'm very happy with money coming in, but it's been crazy.
Real quick, you know, I'm working and everything, but I heard all the good news. I just wanted to congratulate everybody, all the new investors, Tamika's score going up, Rosie and her project. And thanks to Bohr, and I checked today, and all my derogatories are now off.
Woohoo!
Congrats.
And my score went up. Thank you. And my score went up 50 points so far.
Yes.
All right now, Telly.
No,
I'm coming. From 430,
you forgot to
430 to 800. I'm coming.
I know that's right.
You forgot to thank somebody else, Michelle. You
Yeah, definitely. Well, she already know.
That's right,
Definitely thank my backbone. Thank you.
I'm proud of y'all, man. I'm proud of you, bro. And we'll meet next week, Friday, right?
Yes, sir.
Got you. All right. So anybody else? I'm loving the work. I'm loving the 2022. I'm loving the mindsets. Let's keep growing, y'all. Let's keep going. Let's try to get more people involved. I'm asking that
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
we need to touch as many hearts and minds as possible so we can start teaching people how to do this, man. So please, 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 you know, everybody here busy. I don't know about y'all, but I'm like a fiend. I look forward to my Friday calls to share with y'all and be with y'all. So I definitely want to make sure we get more people involved. All right.
I just wanted to share one thing. I was talking to Raquel, and Raquel was saying, I think we were both saying how you get to the point where if you're doing this, you're going to be looking forward to paying your bills. I had a situation with my tripped up self with financials, but I stopped spending money in a certain area, and I was like, Raquel, I can't wait to pay my bills. And then once I paid them, I'm like, ouch. But you know what helps? Answering questions help. Learning your stuff, because you know you never know like what blessing you're gonna have by having knowledge, and it's just proof that if you listen and apply what you learn, you might get some money from answering the right question.
Right.
Hey, thank you.
You gotta think if it's not a loan, Tamika, I want to say if it's a line of credit and you're paying back your line of credit, your mindset shifts now. You're not paying back your credit card. You know, most of the
Mhm.
time we hear before we say we think credit card as a debtor. Now
Right.
you're paying yourself back to zero as fast as possible. That's my goal. I want to pay my lines of credit back to zero as fast as possible because I can use that money again. I don't have to go loan. I don't have to go.
Right.
The mindset shifts and the power in that shifts. And that's where you get that money from those questions. All right, though. I'm going to shut up because I can go on, but I appreciate everybody. I hope everybody have a prosperous, wonderful week, and I will see you all next Friday. God willing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you. Thank
Congratulations.
you.
Bye.